was like,
we're live. This bitch was like,
a man. They were talking about obesity, right? The topic was obesity.
okay.
And she's like, would you tell your wife to lose weight? Mind you, we're talking about real.
If it's obesity,
we're talking
would you
about
tell your wife
real,
to? Yeah.
Real.
So you're saying, would you?
Actual
We're no longer talking about like, oh, what's my preference or what I find
Put it up a
attractive.
bit.
Or you can lose a few pounds.
Yeah.
Here.
Just
We're
put
talking
it up.
about.
I put the gain way down, so yeah.
We're talking about actual obesity here. She's like, would you tell your wife? The man's like, yes, I would, because I want her to live longer. Bro, this bitch said that telling your spouse to lose weight is mental abuse.
So telling your spouse to lose weight, even at the point of obesity, is mental abuse. Who was saying this? Oprah?
Some white bitch.
No,
Some white witch. Oprah?
I don't know what it is, bro. We just have to live off the fucking sins of past men that got to just be assholes and tell bitches like, yo, like, you're 5 pounds overweight, and I don't like that. Like now every woman thinks that you telling them to lose weight is this automatic like hate on you thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I hear that. Being as a white guy, we have to deal with past people's mistakes sometimes too.
ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. We're such fucking abused people being a white guy.
Well, being a man in general, but yeah, being a white guy is like, you know, you have the sins of the entire world and shit. It's pretty unfortunate, but at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of white guys contribute to the sins in the world, so it's like, what can you really do about it?
Yes.
You make the bed you lie in, right?
Yes.
Speaking of sins, I met my rapist grandfather today.
Recently? Today?
Yeah, earlier today.
No, so you didn't.
That's why I canceled
the
Debbie sketch.
that, because you can't say you met your rapist grandfather. You have to say, you know, like, my grandfather is a rapist and I met him today.
No, my biological grandfather, my dad's biological father.
Yeah,
My dad is a rape baby.
Because if you say it the other way, it makes it sound as if, like, you know, you met the rapist of your grandfather, the guy that rapes your grandfather. When you say, like, you know, I met my grandfather's rapist.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I met my grandmother's rapist.
There you go. That's
That's better.
But is it like, it doesn't even count during that time?
Yeah, she's still alive, yeah.
Still alive?
Yeah, she wanted us to
But
meet
when
him.
did rape become illegal?
Wait, so...
I think it was more of a one night stand date rape situation. I hope. I don't know. But the guy has like multiple kids, and he knows like none of them.
Rape like situations.
All
like,
different moms. I assume like adopted kids and shit. You know
So
that.
I assume him and your
I always
grandma
thought kind of
aren't
fucked up.
cool. Aren't even...
Well, yeah, my grandma. We never brought it up. She didn't like it growing up, and now she's just like indifferent. The guy's like 80 something, mid 80s. But I met him, and it was like first thought I had was this house smells like fucking shit. Think about traditional white people. We're talking Port Perry, like cat and dogs.
So a terrible smelling house to begin with.
Yeah, like he just lived
And
alone.
This is so much worse.
So I just go in there to meet this guy, and I'm just like, because I'm allergic to cats already, but the smell of litter box
Yeah.
just is already. I'm like, you're like, this is
Honestly,
not what I want to be
that's the
sitting
whole thing
in.
Too, man. Like, if you have cats and shit, if your litter box is in a room that is open to the rest of the house, you're a prick. Like,
Well, he's
litter
also
box
an
is
old
supposed
guy in COVID, probably not
the
getting
litter box is
guests.
supposed to be like in your basement, away from things. Like, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be in an area where it's just like open in the house so we can smell litter and kitty shit
Yes.
mixed. Like, you know what I mean? That's at least that's what I've noticed from like responsible cat owners and shit.
Yeah, but meeting him was like, all right. Like I was just like, so you're a bit of you got around back in the day. Hey, I was saying shit. I was saying shit like that, like just like
Not
poking around.
consensually either.
Yeah. You got around. I heard you got around.
Up too. She's like, yo, so you were raping? Like,
I wanted to, but it was first time meeting, and my dad was there, and my
First time?
it was more for my sister too, because she was with us, and you know my sister, and she was more like, she's like very weird about it already.
I do wonder if this was real rape or if this
It was more of a date rape,
or if this
kind
was
of one night stand.
or if this was regret rape.
no,
Yeah.
this is real rape. 'Cause this is back in the day.
Probably.
Back in the day, it was real rape.
Probably
Girls didn't have
was.
regret rape because girls back in the day had enough stones to tell guys no
My
and meet it.
my
Girls are like, no, no. Then it happens. Like, oh, I didn't really want to say yes.
well, he said he was like a really bad alcoholic. He quit 38 years ago. He said he used to drink a 40 a day,
Wow.
which he said it fucked up. He had like psoriasis, or it's fucked up some liver insides, or he has a bunch of shit fucked up with it. But my theory is what happened is I think he was dating. He went on a date or two with my grandma, and on one of the dates, he probably got an alcoholic's belligerent drunk,
Like, nah, I'm taking this.
and then went blackout, forced himself to what he did because it was like back in the day. That's what it was. Like you get a bit too liquored up, you might pin a girl down and come in her, like
Yeah, that's a
black out, forget about it, and
That's
end up
sick, 'cause
having
there's no
kids.
DNA testing and shit either. You just outright rape a bitch and no one can say that you did it.
Yeah, I wonder if it was more of like a one night stand that my grandma regretted, but I'm not gonna ask.
I honestly do feel like it was more of a thing of like, you know, he probably either like, you know,
They were on a date and he got
really
too
took
aggressive.
it?
he got
really
drunk
took
or
the
he took it.
prize?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling like that. I just feel like
I
rape,
think it's like that too.
rape back then had a certain standard, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not like today where anything is rape. Like you make a girl uncomfortable and it's rape.
Yo, dude. Yeah, I also, on a plus note, a guy owns a bunch of food trucks. He does like offer all like festivals and he owns a bunch of food
The race
trucks.
wasn't the plus note?
No, the plus note is like I'm trying to get into
I'm
some.
positive.
I'm trying to get in some inheritance money, my guy.
From who? From your grandpa's house smells like piss? And cats?
He owns assets. I'm talking about Will. This guy's 80 something. He's going out soon. I'm taking this rapist for already. Oh, I'm the grandson. The family you ignored?
Where does he go?
Like poor Perry. I don't think he has that much money, but he had a nice little lot. But he has like a food truck business, which like I could snag a quick food truck. You were talking about we were talking about before I started a food truck.
Yeah.
This guy croaks. Maybe I could sneak one out of him. Revamp it up a bit. Fuck it.
Are you the only like grandkid he knows of? Does he know
Well, me and my sister now. Well, no, he has a bunch of like
How'd you guys find him
stepdaughters.
in the first place? Is this some Ancestry.com type shit?
Yeah,
I fucking knew it.
my dad found out he did Ancestry, and he found out he had a half sister.
Ancestry?
Ancestry. He found out he had a half sister, and then he got in contact with her, and then she was adopted.
I think about
So
doing
she
that,
didn't know any of her
because
parents.
at the end of the day, for me, it's just like they already have my DNA in file, so I don't have to sit there and be like paranoid about the government getting my DNA.
Mhm.
They already have it.
Oh, you have to submit DNA?
I already submitted. Yeah, that's
It's like
how I do it.
spit. I think you
Submit
send
DNA.
saliva
They already
and
have
then-
they have my blood, and my spit anyway from
Sure.
fucking. The
Yeah,
courts.
for sure, yeah.
They can make zombies of me with that spit. Sure, go ahead.
So I don't know that, just end of the day, it's like I don't know if I if I thought I had like a half sister or some shit, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Because
I
you know
wouldn't-
it's
I
not your
wouldn't be
mom.
Of course, I know my dad, because my dad is like, when I look back on things with me as a kid, I'm like, maybe my dad was cheating a lot.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
I would assume my
remember
dad would be
all
more of an
these times,
escort
like,
guy.
my dad would always like, we had the weirdest relationship because my dad, like, you know how like your parents were like, a parent would like call the parent, like, listen, I'm coming home late, like I'll let you know when I'm coming home, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like my dad would just do that with me. He'd be like, oh yeah, like I'm coming home late, just let your mother know I'm coming home late. Like we just had that conversation. Man.
Like,
Just tell
why
my
didn't you
mom.
tell her, nigga?
Yeah, I'm like, why am I the buffer between you two? Like, don't you like this bitch? The fuck?
He's like, yeah, just tell her you didn't see me. Is he staying in the
There's
house?
still the
But I guess
real-
it's because like me and my
Insane.
pops actually always talk about time. Like, you know, if I came home and I expected
There's
to be
still the
there.
real chance that maybe they were just rocky and he didn't
Yeah,
fucking
it's
feel like
true.
talking to her.
It's true.
No, it always is that too. Like, not to say my parents like ever really had like a crazy like relationship. Like I just feel like my mom was just really manipulative of how she would get my dad to make decisions like for the family and shit. Like my mom was the kind of person that like if it doesn't work her way, she'll just boo hoo about it until she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that was kind of like, yo, dad, like you know she's doing this right. This is intentional. Like you have to just tell her to fuck off. Like who cares if she's upset? Like that's part of life.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be a man and take control.
Yeah, my dad was just like a super nice guy and shit, but I just feel like, you know, like, even though he was a nice guy about things, I don't think that was like him being like, well, I'm not gonna still fuck other bitches, because like, I definitely feel like he was to like counter.
Well,
the
even
shitty parts of his
in
relationship.
regards of like just standing up for yourself and being a man to like sometimes like my buddy was just here, I won't name his name, the guy was just here, he was telling me, so pretty much his situation with him is like him and his fiance, they live downtown or they live in like Yonge and Egg, whatever. They moved back to the mom's house because her like husband passed away.
Yeah.
So they thought they'd be nice, move in for the next little bit while she gets over it, you know? And then my buddy's saying, he's like, it's been driving him nuts. He's like, this mom would like treat him and then her like they're like 14-year-old living in their house, like trying to boss them around, be like bitching at him. And he's like,
Well,
you
like,
realize like I don't financially need to be here. Like I'm here for you. But he's like, I'm biting my lip. But like at the same time, like they made this thing like they have lots of money. They could easily live on their own. They're doing it. They're like going back home to like, because you're going through a tough time, not to be parented.
Yeah.
But like I think it's one of those situations where he needs to be a man and be like, lay his foot down. But what he did, he just ended up buying a house so they're moving out. But like if I was in that situation, if you have like that female person that you're scared to like even talk back to a bit, you can do it respectfully. You don't need to ream him out, but you can be like, hey, like you're not my mom. Like I don't need to be here. Lay a line.
It'd be really tough for me to take any shit from any like family member of like my girlfriend's family.
Fiance, so it's
I
like you're
disagree.
gonna have to be with them though.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference to me because at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean, we're gonna have a life together and like eventually you're gonna die. I'm gonna outlive you and my relationship with your daughter is gonna continue. So you know,
True.
pick your battles. Like I get the whole like once again like the whole idea of picking your battles and not trying to like ream out a family member of your girls, but it's like
Well, it's
you're
more
not
of like
talking down on me. And like once again like I'm able to have constructive criticism, have all kind of conversations, but like the way this seems to be going is like she thinks that like this is my house, you guys are still kids, when it's like this is a grown ass man who put a ring on your daughter's hand.
who moved out of everything
Yeah, like, you
to
know,
like.
to do you a favor. So
Well,
it's
it
like,
was more like
I
even.
wouldn't do well in that situation. I literally started down. I'm like, listen, you need to cut it out before you're alone, because your husband's dead, and I bet you he's fucking grateful to be gone with your fucking stinking attitude. So be fucking thankful that we're here and trying to take care of you and make your life a little bit easier, less depressing, or we'll leave because you're being a fucking.
Well, they are leaving now, but
they are leaving. But like, you know what I mean? Obviously, he was.
It was more. It was more of like.
This wasn't recent.
Not
He was
to.
living there for over a year, I assume. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
No. There was like the beginning, right before COVID, they moved back in because the death happened.
That's not even that bad.
But it was more inconvenient because Buddy worked like a 3-minute walk from his work in Toronto, so he went way out of his way to that. Now he has to commute in. Go from getting to K whenever you want your girl to being in a room across the hallway from your girl's mom.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things too. Like,
he's like the brother will walk in in the room just to like say what's up, just like no boundaries.
Yeah, that's not happening. See, that's the whole thing. That's all the type of shit I'm talking about. It's like, yo, like, we're adults. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my ex used to live with me. Like, my mom would never. Like, I might have a lock on my door anyway. My mom would never just come into my fucking room.
That would fucks me right up. That one would fuck me right up.
Like, I go to my mom's room, I knock on the door first. Like, you know what I mean? We just announce ourselves. It's just a matter of respect. It doesn't come down to the fact of, like, you know what I mean, whose house it is. Because, you know what I mean? It is my mom's house. But, like, I'm grown. She's grown.
I don't want to see them
walk
naked.
into my room. Well, that's fine either. Like, bro, like, my house, like, black people, I'm not sure, like, this is an all black thing, but, like, my house is, like, not a big deal. Like,
to be naked?
Yeah, but I see my mom naked, it's like, I'm not like, oh my god, no. I'm just like, I'm used to seeing my mom naked.
It's just an everyday thing kind of thing, eh?
Like, I leave my room naked, walk into the washroom, like, she'll just walk through the hallway, might see me. It's not like I have to be, like, covered up and shit. Like,
yeah, I walk naked around here. I never run into it, but I just quickly go to my bathroom.
I don't do that.
Well, you're with your girl's parents. That's a different. And they're white and Russian.
He's talking about your own. He's talking about black parents.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean your black parents?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm saying, like, it
Yeah.
depends on
I was like, you're in a White House. That's like for sure.
But, I think up until I was about like 12 years old, when I was still in Scarborough, yeah, I would.
But it's a big age difference too, though, right?
My mom was just fucking
Remember,
out of the shower.
Like, my dukes are way older and shit too. So
not a big deal.
A little different of a time period where it's like, you know, not seen as big a deal.
Unless it's your stepsister and she's stuck in the dryer, then it's.
What are you doing, step?
It's about to go on.
Oh fuck.
Oh, what's it called?
Christmas is banned again, fully. Christmas Eve. Fucking Ford shutting it down.
Our premiere, we're announcing this. We recorded this, and for those who don't know, Ontario, Canada. We're in the suburbs of Toronto, of downtown Canada, we call it. And the premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, which if you're from the U.S., that would be like a governor for. They're called premiers here.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So a governor runs states. A governor runs states. So like for here, province, premier. Yeah, like prime minister, president, premier, governor.
Okay.
Similar jurisdictionally wise. In terms of responsibilities, it might be slightly off, right? But anyways, our premier Doug Ford said we're full province-wide lockdown, all Ontario, starting December 24th.
So I'm anti-lockdown.
Full province-wide?
That means if you live in Northern Ontario with 0 COVID cases, you're still catching that lockdown.
Well, it's not about, you know what I mean, the haves and the have-nots. To me, it's just a matter of, like...
Christmas is canceled.
No. Who the fuck is the government to tell you that you can't go outside over a cold?
Speaking
Rationalize
of that, did you see that guy
it's
get
like
arrested?
Zombies outside and shit.
In Calgary? Those
right.
kids skating that got arrested?
Can someone explain to me what...
I don't even know. I saw the
this
clip of it.
lockdown
Well, the
entails?
lockdown basically means like remember when we were downtown shooting this guy's the Joker shit?
Yeah, when things were like
It'll
that.
go back to that. That's what the lockdown was.
So back to people crossing the street when they see what black people walking on the street.
Well, anybody.
Are you allowed to be outside?
Yeah, it's not like there's a curfew. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, the states had a curfew. I think they have one in New York.
That's what I mean. Here, yes.
Here.
Multiple other places have had curfews. Like 10 p.m.
I'll tell you right now.
Okay, so you could be outside.
The curfew's not going to go the way they think it's going to go.
Is it just in groups kind of thing? Just
I don't know, because people have been doing shit sketch. Like, there was that bar in Toronto that disobeyed and secretly got caught running like it was like a club doing some shit. Like 40 people were caught inside. No mask.
We're throwing a party next year. I don't give a fuck if COVID's done or not.
Vaccine party. Can you get some black vaccines? Some on the low vaccines?
No, I wouldn't even get vaccines. I'll probably just get the fake vaccine fucking file. So if you want to fucking go somewhere and tell you, oh, you need to have your vaccine, I can get you the slip that says you have it. But I'm not gonna get a vaccine.
Yo, hook me up.
I wouldn't suggest anybody to get a vaccine.
Did you see that Jamaican?
At least for another 5 years.
You see that mayor in Jamaica that was saying like, let all the big countries take it first. You see that one?
no, I didn't.
It was jokes. He's like this mayor in Jamaica, like just saying maybe we let the big countries take it, like U.S., England, and Canada. See what happens. I was like, it's not a bad way to go about it.
I mean, at the end of the fucking day, the responsibility is on us because those places are on islands. Like, you know what I mean? We're the ones who are passing the shit around like hotcakes, so.
Yeah,
we
so.
should, you know what I mean? If you're going to come down to who should be vaccinated first, it should be us. And then, you know, the islands have less to worry about because there's going to be less
Well,
people
also,
coming.
lots of sun kills the COVID quicker, right? Like, less spread in terms of spread.
Sun.
Lots of UV kills that spread, which is why summertime we were all out and about.
Your body, your skin being exposed to UV.
Well, it's not about
No,
UV,
it's like the UV rays kill the virus.
Yeah, when it's in the air or when it's on things.
So, like, if you're outside in a hot day, so if you're talking, that virus is pretty much dying once the sun hits that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what that's, which is why summertime was a lot
It's
less.
fucking winter. What do they expect?
What does the lockdown even entail? So the guy did it really for the 24th for
Yeah,
Christmas.
So what does this?
So you can't go visit your family legally? Is bylaw gonna come?
That's
Arrest
what I'm saying.
you?
This is my whole thing. Like,
Come to your family's house?
once
Again,
again,
is
I
it a
say
numbers
this.
thing or is it a?
Yeah,
I
like,
say this
what?
from the bottom of my heart. Like, if you are reporting people for having people over on Christmas, like,
You'll suck your mother.
There is a special.
Was there or was there not a reward?
Okay, this
Yeah,
is a
there's
good
reward.
topic.
And they've already put on the news. They're trying to convince people to snitch on their family. Like, it's already put up.
This is a great topic. Snitch lines is something that we saw in Nazi Germany. You see in these crazy regimes when people promote snitching on neighbors. The people that would snitch on their neighbors, like having people over for Christmas, is the same type of motherfucker that would snitch. Yeah, that would snitch on Aunt Frank.
Yeah.
You know, you're the same one that's saying there's Jews here.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be rational about this, bro. This is a fucking.
Yo, think about back in Germany
This is
though.
a cold, bro. I don't care how many people it kills, man. This is a fucking cold. This is hit and miss. People, they can realize, like, every time that you've gotten the flu is a time that you could have died. You just didn't die. And it's the exact same thing with COVID. There's a chance that you might die, a chance that you might not die. That's just life.
But look at the irony.
And I'm not saying be irresponsible, but what I'm saying is that you shouldn't let your government take away your fucking rights over something like this. Like for me to sit there and be the government should be able to take away our rights, say not to go outside. This has to be flesh eating. This has to be a zombie like type of thing. This has to be like a high fatality level disease.
Not a little cold.
Yeah, not fucking cold does, and beer mans are asymptomatic and don't even know they're sick.
I
Come
know.
on, bro.
Yo,
I
you
can't rock with that.
So you know the irony? I was thinking back on like the comparison from like the 1940s Germany, World War II Germany, Nazi regime Germany time. The same mentality with people have, you need to snitch on your neighbors to protect like the betterment of society. We need to get rid of Jews for the betterment of society. That same thinking that like you're doing unjust behaviors to justify a greater means is the same kind of thinking that history puts us into weird fucked up places. You have to do this. You have to turn on your brothers and sisters.
That's what people don't really realize, that, like, you know what I mean, no idea is an original idea. People are just using older ideas in different times and using different slants on it to still push their agendas and get what they want to get across. And it's like people say, like, you know, when Trump got into house, like, people had fears of him becoming a next Hitler because of how he was able to spew the racist propaganda. And with that, like, yeah, you had the emboldening of a lot of deep racist groups and shit, but that doesn't mean that Trump's agenda was trying to create another Nazi agenda. It just means that he may have been using the same types of tricks that Hitler used to gain power. And that's what, you know what I mean? That's what it comes down to, is that people, like, nothing's new. Nothing's new. People think that these are new ideas. Nothing's new. This has been going on forever. People just ignore the fact that these things are happening.
So speaking of like our current situation in Canada, this isn't an Ontario story, but did you see the story of those guys playing hockey on a pond in not Vancouver, in Calgary?
So I heard about
And did you watch the video?
I didn't watch the video.
Oh, you're gonna love the video. This is
that's like
no,
classic
listen.
upsetting white people shit.
No, it's not upsetting.
You can't skate on the ice. Like, what the fuck?
No. It's hilarious because it is two woman cops that can't take down a man on skates. They try to take down a man on skates, and this guy is just like embarrassing them.
He couldn't do
Like
it.
I always say,
And, yeah, they're like struggling. These two woman cops. I was like, oh, Wait is gonna love this video.
women have absolutely
And this guy just
no fucking business.
This guy's on skates, and he just shakes him off, and then they're like, everyone's watching. She's poising a taser at this guy, like not getting up the open pond, and she's like, everyone's like, what are you arresting him for? And she's like, I have authority to arrest. Like, legally, like, you know, getting arrested, don't you have to like state a reason you're being arrested? Because like the orders that we have for COVID are bylaw tickets. They're not an arrest-worthy ticket.
When I think about all the times I've been arrested, like, I never got a reason. They just told me like, oh, like we're like usually because they're raiding my house, and then they don't read your rights.
Well, you've also had warrants out or for that.
I've never had a warrant for my arrest because they've been able to arrest me immediately.
No, I mean
times when I've done crimes.
To go to your house though, they need don't they need a warrant?
They do need a warrant, yeah, but like that's still not. They don't tell you.
Yeah, but that's different though. They've already got the court approval. That means they would have had evidence per se to get that court approval on you. At that point.
At the end of the day, when they raid your house, they're supposed to be like, "Yo, we have a warrant."
Like what I'm saying is,
show you the warrant.
If it's not a house raid, I'm saying
show me the warrant.
If you're out on the street, if you're out in traffic stop, and you're drunk driving per se, drunk driving, the cop would arrest you and be like, "You've been arrested for this violation."
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? That's how it traditionally goes. If it's not like a previous raid, that's a different thing.
It's not really. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I never.
You haven't been arrested in that format. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't commit crimes like that.
Yeah, yours is a plan. You get planned squad attacks to take you out. No, but in this case, you're gonna watch the video. It's hilarious. These cops are obviously like are overreacting as usual with these videos. No, but it's just like
this is why women shouldn't be cops. You know? Like, this is my consensus thing. It's just like, yo, it's a fucking joke. Like, if 2 female officers can't take a guy down, then you shouldn't be a fucking cop.
On skates. This is a guy with a bad center of gravity.
If 2 males can't take down a fucking, a man, then you shouldn't be cops either. But the chances are, is that 2 men, even if they're like average or a little bit beneath average size, can still take down an average man. That's what it comes down to.
Also, like...
And, like, they don't hire small cops that are guys.
Also, the principle of...
Even the short ones are thick guys.
In order to prevent COVID, we're going to disobey social distancing and dogpile you because you're skating on a rink outside. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're actually putting more COVID... Like, to make that your justification just doesn't... None of it makes sense.
Is just introducing more...
Yeah, it's just... Your whole way you're treating that virus at the cop is making more spread.
No, 100%. I can see it work.
But it wasn't like one of those like DB.
But it was the same.
It wasn't one of those white people videos where when you see sometimes it's like white people getting mad because something's happened bad to white people, like in the comments, so it turns to a race thing. Even in the comment section on this one, it didn't even turn into a race thing because everyone was just like, "This is just hilarious that like these 2 female officers are like struggling bodying this guy for skating, playing hockey outside."
Like I've had 2 interactions with police like so far, and like. My reaction to police is usually 100% based on how they are policing. Right?
Yeah, if they're being reasonable humans, you're pretty nice to them.
Yeah, like so the last time before the time before. So my last time was a pretty good interaction with the police.
A good one? A good review?
I would give them a good review because it was just like like I didn't feel like under pressure or you know what I mean.
You weren't worried for your life at any point.
No, not at all.
Was this a Durham police officer?
Yeah, it's Durham cops.
Shout out Durham cops. You've had a lot of bad heat.
Shouting out the Durham police. These guys are still fucking goofs.
Give them a good review once in a while.
They can get good reviews. Like I'll give it to you right now. Officer Sickman was a great fucking cop, but it's still fuck Durham police. Period.
Fair.
Doesn't matter how many good cops there are. It's still fuck those guys. So this cop pulled me over, said my tints were too dark, which is nonsense because my tints are literally
on the line.
The first level of tints. Like you know what I mean? Like there's like 4 stages of how dark you have your tint. I'm on the first level.
Yeah, but you're black guy, so you have a different level.
I'm black and it's at nighttime. So I was just like, listen, I'm like, my windows aren't even that dark. They're legal tint limit. He's just like, well, he's like, that's not really true. Like there's no tint limit. It's not about the percentage. It's about whether we can see you in the car or not. And I'm like, then all tints are illegal. Then tinting is illegal as a whole because that's the point of tinting. Well, really, it's to reduce sunlight, but it's so that you can't be that visible. Or stop some sort of vision into the vehicle. So, by what he's saying, he's like, yo, tints are illegal, but I've never heard that as a thing.
Yeah, as an official.
So he literally says, like, I can't give you a ticket for this.
If what he's saying is true, then it would vary cop to cop. Not everybody's vision is the same. Someone's gonna be able to see through fucking barely any tint.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing too, right? Like there's levels, exactly. But like he wasn't really being a dick about it, and I was just like, yo, another day, I'm like,
he was looking for something to do, pretty much.
I'm like, he's just like, yo, it's just a reason for people to pull you over. Like, it's not even like I can give you a ticket for it. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, whatever. I don't think he even asked for my information. We just left it at that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a big fan of the podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I heard that CringeKev guy, big supporter of the Durham police. We'll give you a pass.
So then the other time was I was coming off the highway going where the fuck was I coming off the highway at? I was coming off the highway. I was coming from the east.
What's the road?
And there was a cop coming. I think also was he coming from the east too? Yeah, he's coming from the east. Different off ramp though. I was going down west and going north.
Okay.
So the cops see, like, you know, he see me. I'm probably going like 75 and a 60. I make the left into my neighborhood. I can see that the cop, like, I can see him in his SUV trying to like keep a pace, trying to like catch up to me.
Yeah.
But I make it like to my house. I'm in my driveway. I'm getting out my car and shit, and he just like pulls up behind me, and he's just like, "Oh, like, can I have your license registration, please?" And I was like, "Buddy, what the fuck do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, license registration." I'm like, "I'm in my driveway." I'm like, "Are you giving me a ticket?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "What do you want my license registration for?"
Yeah, like what? I mean, I'm at home.
I'm at my fucking house. I'm like,
am I doing something
I'm
suspect?
like, you saw me fucking 3 streets ago. You felt like I was. He's like, "Oh, well, you were speeding back there." I'm like, "So why don't you pull me over?" I'm like, "I'm at home now. So like, what the fuck is the point of this?" I'm like, "We're in a fucking pandemic, and this is what you're doing." I'm like, "This is where the tax dollars are going." Pull me over my fucking driveway. He's like, "You're up here. You can bring it down here." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "You're the one pulling me over my driveway. I'm at home now." Like, it's not like I'm on road and like you're fucking up my route of travel. Like, I'm at my house and you're pulling me over. Like, you know how ridiculous you sound? He's like, "You came in your driveway pretty hot," and I'm like, "Is that illegal?"
Yeah,
Like, is there a speed limit for my driveway?
This is private property. Like, I come as fast as I fucking want.
So then his fucking another cruiser pulls up and shit because he's by himself, and I'm like, "So now you're bringing 2 cruisers to my house at fucking midnight?" And he's like, "Oh, well, you know, it's normal during stops at night." And I'm like, "So why aren't 2 of you just in the car? Why do I have 2 separate cop cars pulling up to my fucking house?" And then it's a girl cop comes on, and she's like, "Whoa, what are you so mad about?" And I'm just like, she's like, "I was just in the area." I'm like, "So if you're in the area, why don't you go in and fucking catch some criminals? Like, do your fucking job." So I gave him my fucking information, long story fucking short. And I was just like, "Yo, I want a supervisor here. Like, call a fucking supervisor." He didn't bring a supervisor because he obviously just backed down. Because this is also the key to the police. Like, once you get a supervisor involved that actually knows the police handbook, they're not going to let the cops do the dumb shit that they want to just to harass people.
Yeah, because they're looking after,
So
like, the...
Once you want to start saying, like, "Yo, I want a supervisor here," more times than not, and this is in Canada, I wouldn't say the same for the States, they'll usually back down whatever
Okay,
they're
the
trying
states are asking to get shot.
Yeah.
Can I see the supervisor?
Supervisor will come here and shoot you in the fucking
He's
nose.
got a gun!
This is better. Like, in the States, you don't want to add any more police to the situation, so that's just completely different, right?
More likelihood of a KKK member showing up.
And it comes from, no, it's just the hypervigilance of the police. Like, when you live in a place where the citizens are allowed to be armed, now the police feel they're always fearing for their life. But it's like, buddy, you grew up here. Why are you so pussy?
Alright.
How about that?
I got something that everyone's been asking for.
I don't want your shit cookies.
The glizzy reveal. No, I'm kidding. People have been asking.
That's so good.
I need you guys to rate the
Someone was
Christmas
asking
cookie
for
out of
your
10.
glizzy
Grab a
reveal.
Christmas cookie, dog. I made it for the Christmas episode. You gotta grab one. There's no weed in it. DB,
I really
you
don't
too.
like eating from white people's houses.
Dog, trust me. These guys are being racist. Have a cookie.
being
Rate it out of 10.
racist,
We need a review of CringeKev's cookies.
That's fucking good.
A review.
I
Live.
just feel like it's one of those things.
Grab a
where,
piece of
"Ooh,
one."
Child, like, you didn't add enough flavor to this.
It's just fucking cinnamon. Pretty much.
Oh, this is a shit cookie.
You think? Just a generic white person cookie. It's called a snickerdoodle. What did you guys rank it out of fucking
You're a
10?
subpar baker.
What?
I said you're a subpar baker.
They're just like a very generic cookie, but they're like a very white cookie. Snickerdoodle. You won't catch that at many POC houses. By POC, we all know what I mean.
We call them nigger doodles in my house.
What?
No, we don't.
So what'd you rank out of 10?
It's fucking terrible.
That's why I wanted the live review. The fucking. Would you give it? I would give it. I can't rate my own cookie.
Yeah, not bad.
Would you rank it the same as my girl?
Nah. I'm an idiot.
So 10 out of 10.
No.
Don't disrespect my girl on camera like that.
I was going to open a 6. I might hope to be happy enough to sell down a nice 6.
No, me and my girl in Walmart are Walmart 10s.
It's not about that type of shit, though. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just saying, we're Walmart 10s.
Walmart where? Walmart in like Lindsay or Peterborough? Or not?
Oh, wow, we're models up there. If you have a fucking full melted teeth up there, you're at least an 8. But yeah. That's a cringe cookie.
oh no, like I said, like,
Idiot.
6 out of 10 ain't bad, bro. It's healthy. Like I said, I'd like to sell that with that 6 out of 10. That'll make my life.
What's your, I guess we can ask that.
What's my highest number? What's my
I was going to ask
highest kill?
I was going to ask what your main was. I was like, that's not a good question to ask.
You can never ask me what that was. It's funny, we had this conversation about My ledger.
What's the ledger name?
I keep track of all the girls that I fucked.
Do you have a book?
I have a book, yeah. I'm old school.
A black book?
Yeah, so that's a better name for it, right? See, the movie Black Book. See, she called it a burn book. I'm like, this isn't Mean Girls.
Should be the D book.
It's not a book where I'm hating on a bunch of bitches. Like, that's what what the burn book was.
This is documentation.
This is documentation.
So what are you at? What's your number at?
I'm
Do you rank them? Do you rate reviews?
Yeah, I have ranked some reviews, of course.
Oh,
I have attractiveness, and then I have rating review.
on every single one.
See, this is the whole thing.
Can you please bring this book for the next episode so we can do some reading?
We can't do that.
Some old ones that you know you're never gonna have to like
It's not
worry
about
about.
that though. The book is for me. It's not. You know,
Oh, I'm really curious what this shit says in there though.
Fucking
No, but I didn't finish the whole ranking.
diary.
He's got a love
I didn't
diary.
finish the whole ranking system. Like I had a rough draft of the original ranking system. I just left it at that. But
My guy's diary, my guy's shit.
it's not a diary. It's not like I keep track of the dates.
He's acting like he's ranking them. This does a dime, 10 out of 10, but really it's like, I love this bitch. She was the nicest girl to me. It hurt me when she did this, this, and this,
No,
and
I don't have,
this.
that's what I'm saying.
That's a diary, dog.
I don't have any of that. I don't even have specifics either. Like I don't like count. Like I don't have it be like, oh, I dated this girl or like it's not that shit. It's just literally girls that I've slept with, how good the sex was, whether they're attractive or not.
Yeah.
I wish I knew some girls with sex so I could ask what your ratings would have been for them.
Which I would never say, like, you know what I mean? Because like that's when it becomes like, you know, ugly.
Do you fuck any dead bitches? Cause
No.
Oh, too bad.
No cold taps on the record.
Too
Or
bad.
bitches that are dead now.
Yeah, that you can kind of like share the ranking.
Yeah.
Like obviously not like dead
No,
bodies.
It's the day. It's I don't have to be going to the specifics of girls because I can always talk about like, you know, crazy experiences sexually that I have with girls and name no names, right? Like I think that's a better bet than to be like.
So give an example
this girl?
of like what average review would look like in this said book. Just so far listeners. Or like whatever this like is per girl. You just fuck a girl. How's this go?
It's gonna be like this. We have the sex quality.
Okay.
There's a ranking system out of 5. We have the
How
girl's
many-
name.
so
we
5 is
have
good.
How we met, and we have the age of them and the age of me when I met them.
So you have 5's
and
are
then the
good.
ranking of them as like looks.
So we're talking about
personality or anything like that.
how many 5-star ladies have you been with then, based on your own accounts?
My apologies. The out of looks is out of 10.
So how
the
many?
looks is a 10 scale. The sex is a 5 scale.
So how many? How have you had any 10 5s?
Fuck no.
10s are never 5s in bed.
I sit on the rule that no girl above 8 is gonna be above a 4 or 5 in sex.
So what was the highest sex? Have you had 10 sex wise though?
Sex is only out of 5. I've had
Oh,
some
5s? You had some
I've
5s?
had a few 5s.
Yeah, that were it's like off the
Well,
wall.
remember, like I said, the ranking system.
How many 10s have you been with?
The ranking system is old, so I have
Outdated.
It's based on sex as a whole. So
This is a
if
pre-internet.
If a girl is at sex but has a fire head game, she could still get a 4 or 5 out of 5.
Because it's sexuality all around. It's like
Yeah,
the
but,
whole
but the new ranking system would be based differently. So we have the wetness of pussy, then we have
The WAP
actual
ranking,
sexual
the
skill,
WAP
then we have
analytic.
The head game. There's more of an analytic skill to it
Mhm.
that I just didn't put into that one because I was just lazy. But like I still like, well, you know, once I had it so I could remember who the girls are. And once I remember who the girls are, I can remember how the exchanges were. So even though all the girls have been time ago, I can be like, okay, I remember this girl, blah blah blah, because I remember the instances.
How many 10s have you? Do you think are on that list roughly?
Like girls that I actually consider like a 10 out of 10, like. I don't think I have any girl that is a 10.
Yeah, because you're so like
none.
yeah. There's always so much judgment. Like 9s probably at least.
Maybe some 8s and 7s, but
You have no 9s. What about your ex who's
she wasn't a 9 when I fucked her.
You know, I already know who I'm talking about. I love
100%,
that. I love that.
Don't even say anything. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't say she was a 9.
She was, yeah.
Like,
listening.
mind you, everyone.
Now she's a 9.
Everyone.
Now she's a 9, you think?
Even then when I was
8.5?
fucking her, even when I was fucking her, everyone considered her a 10 then anyway. She always lived as like the girl that everyone thought was hot.
No, she was a cutie. She's a gorgeous girl. But what
Yeah.
would you rank her in that book then?
Well, I'm not gonna say in case like, you know, we're leading too much into like who she might
No,
be.
now what would she be after all of her work done?
I would say like, she's definitely in that 9-10 ballpark.
Yeah, I was gonna say 9.5 would be
No,
fair.
she's definitely very attractive. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like sex would
I thought
suck
she
with
was
her
very
though.
attractive then.
But I feel like
No.
maybe sex would suck because any hot girl. What's the hot girl sex? What's the? So you don't think anyone above an 8 can get a 5 sex game for your ranking system?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
a 7.5 is like the happy
And
medium.
then it's also like, remember, all these things, like, I don't, it sounds so like, it's like, oh, you're rating girls, like, that's so sexist. But it's like, yo, this is just my personal
This is
opinion.
his diary.
This
It's
isn't,
personal.
Like, this isn't what I think, like, all men should think of these girls. This
It'd
is
be different if
my
it was a blog.
base level
Yeah.
attraction to these women.
It's also your personal diary,
Yeah,
like
it's
or
a
like
diary,
journal,
it's
but whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing a
Well, it's
blog.
okay because you fucking brought it up. Now I want to go so deep.
Well, it's very interesting that you actually have like a detailed book. Like I've heard
It's
of
not even
lists.
detailed. It's not even- most of the details are in my head. It's not even that detailed. It's really
Do you
simple.
keep shit from like important shit from relationships? Are you like one of those?
Like keep like what's
You know, like people will keep like exes from their ex, like random little like gifts and shit. You know how people do that?
Well, that's the thing. I don't really have gifts from exes. Like mind you, like my last ex, like yeah, she bought me stuff. A lot of things that she bought me were more like sentimental value than they were like like a PS5 or something. You know what I mean? Like, so like, she don't really buy me something like that. Like she got me like, this lighter with like a picture of me and my dad engraved on it. You know what I mean? Like she got me nice things like that.
Yeah, like
So it's
sentimental
like-
shit.
Yeah, so like you know what I mean. If I was with some girl and she's like, "Oh, who'd you get that from? Your ex?" and I'd be like, "Yeah, like grow the fuck up, like like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna leave you now because of this later."
I still wear like
Shit that.
I still wear like shirts I have from like my high school girlfriend. You know, it's like a nice shirt, and I'm like, it's still in good condition. Like
it's not the biggest deal to me. Like
my flip flops too.
it's not a huge. The things that are a big deal is like girls wearing track pants from old guys. Like that's a different level of like you know what I mean?
Because you know he had raw shaft sitting in that pants multiple times, like every guy does with their track pants.
or like you know what I mean? Her wearing like his old shirts and shit. Like that type of shit's different. Like
That's out of pocket.
Yeah, wearing the clothes that he bought you is fine, but like wearing his old stuff is like, all right, bitch. Like like I will choke you out. And you're so easy to kill.
Did you get any gifts this year for any ladies? No, you said no last time, right?
No, I
You didn't get anything? Your mom's? You get your mom stuff?
Me and my
now?
mom don't really do the whole Christmas thing.
Not even a little thing, like a little.
It's like I pay bills, bro.
Give like a fucking gift card or some shit.
Fucking renovate like the whole fucking crib and shit. I have to still give her a Christmas gift. Like,
She doesn't give you anything, eh?
no, what is she like? My mom gave me something. Like I remember my mom. Like my parents would always do like weird shit. Like
Touch your butthole as a kid?
no, not white shit. Some weird shit.
Not like that stuff.
No, like my parents, my dad would like give me like $50 here and there, and I'd be like, bro, I don't need $50, bro. Like,
That's pretty sick,
But I'll
though.
just-
Like,
I'll
take
just
that
take-
50 from.
yeah, I just think because of my parents, like, they're just trying to be parents about things, but like, I mean, it's been a very long time since I've needed anything from my parents, at least financially. Like, I just need like the guidance, that type of shit. But like, money wise, like, no, my parents can need money from me.
Fun fact, I learned my drug dealer handshake from my grandma.
That's hilarious.
From allowances. Yeah, as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, when it
$5?
came to when I was old,
$5?
or like a toonie. No, I was always a toonie.
Yeah, that's
But like,
awesome.
and she'd always it'd always be like slick, and then like when it came to the point I was old enough to buy drugs, I just already instinctually knew what the handshake was, thanks to grandma.
Yeah,
Shout out,
I always-
Grandma.
I always hated that shit though, like,
They
like,
know your parents gonna take that shit.
Yeah, she's like, don't tell your mom and dad about that shit. Yo, parents do take money. I had one Christmas.
You know you're gonna take that shit.
I had one Christmas. My parents took for me and my sisters all of their Christmas money. They're like, "Oh, we're just bills and stuff right now. Like, we'll pay it back." But like, obviously, you know, parents like you're never seeing the light of day. But it was like $300 as a kid, which is a lot of money as a kid. You know what I mean? Like $300 from like each of us, like $350 or something like that.
that's pretty worse.
And I remember, but as a kid, no, they took it away.
Oh,
They're like, "Oh, we need help to pay bills this year." And I was just thinking, I was like, yo, that is so slow. I mean, since that day, I was like, I am never letting anybody touch my fucking money.
It's actually pretty mucky. That,
It was a good life
parents
lesson, I
just,
guess.
like, consistently steal money from the kids, but like my parents never did that shit ever. Like, you know what I mean? I have my own piggy bank. Like, that's why I got money just going to my piggy bank and shit. My parents never once were like, "Oh, we'll hold this money." Never.
Yeah, my mom would be like, let me hold it for you. I'm like, ha, fuck off. No,
That's crazy. My parents were never the kind of people that'll be like, we need money for bills. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they would just be like, we're stressed about this. I'm like, I'll cover it. Like,
Yo, you know who's back this week, though? NBA. Did it start yesterday, or is it?
No, preseason's been going on.
So it starts Raptors start this Wednesday. We got Raps Pelicans, right? NBA season back up.
Is it this Wednesday?
Christmas Day there's games, but I think the 23rd is when the season starts. So I think we're playing on the Wednesday, Raptors, and then all the Christmas Day games are on Friday. So do you even get any of your friends' gifts? What about like Dana or some shit? Get her like a little friend
I
thing?
was gonna get Dana a gift. It's just quarantine kind of fucked up everything, but
Get Starbucks gift card or some bullshit.
no, I get Dana sick gifts.
Like what?
Like jewelry and shit. You know what I mean? Like they're dope shit.
How'd you meet Dana?
I met Dana because I was actually talking to her friend at one point, and like.
Is that the one I met? The friend I met?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We all just became like friends and shit. Just kind of like that.
That's how
But
it
Dana
works.
was always like, she's always like, we're gonna be friends. Like, and I was just like, I don't need friends.
I know, right? Like,
Like,
I got lots of friends.
It's not even like I have. It's not even to be like, oh, I have lots of friends, but like, I was always at that point. Not always.
You're
but, like,
good.
For the last like few years, like 6, 7, 8 years, I've been in a place where I'm like, yo, like I have the friends that I have. Like, I don't need any new friends. Like, the people that are in my life are solid. I wouldn't trade them for anyone else. I don't need to add new people because anytime I add new people, especially like women and shit, but this, not to blame like all women, but like just having females in your life ends up being more of a burden these days than it's supposed to be. So I tend to shy
the
away
wrong
from
females, I would say.
yeah, that's the wrong females.
The wrong
Like,
types of women.
I tend to attract a lot of the wrong females, so maybe I'm just biased.
No, I don't think it's what you. I don't know to say what you attract is maybe. I don't. God, it's hard to say because I don't know how many.
It's not like I'm sitting there like, oh, shitty bitches, come over here. But I just feel like, you know what I mean? I just feel like because I'm so selective that like when women are like pushed in my direction, like they just end up.
Well, also you got out of jail and a pandemic hit, so it's not like you had prime
I was in a
pickings.
relationship until the end of the summer.
But that's what I mean too, though. It's like when you became single at the worst possible time
But
to
it's not
become
about that
single.
because even before the pandemic,
You might as well be in jail right
before
now.
I was with my girl that I was with, so I still hold this something to pick. Nothing has changed from like 4 or 5 years ago before when I was single to now. Like I'm not sitting here being like, oh, the state of women is so impressive. Like, not saying there aren't plenty of impressive women, but I just don't think those women gravitate towards
There's
me.
too many women out there that are ex-top shatas that aren't top shatas anymore.
It's not even about that type of shit. It's just the mentality I think of women is that they have these grand expectations of what they want out of a guy, and like mind you, like every guy is like has that little vain instinct of like I want to have the hottest girlfriend.
Well, yeah, you want to be the alpha, right? You want to have the hottest, you want to have the baggest, you want to have the best.
The hottest comes down to what you find attractive. So you won't.
Yeah, it's true.
Like there's obviously girls that you find like general attractive, like you have your Megan Foxes that everyone thinks is hot, and then you have a girl that's just like, oh, she's hotter to you, like she's your 8 or 9 out of 10, but some other guy might see her as a 6. Like, and that is what it is.
It's true. No, it's
we all have
true.
different
Eyes of
perceptions,
the
right?
beholder. There's like some big gals
Exactly.
that some skinny black dudes love, right? Some big white gals that some scrawny black dudes absolutely
It's
love.
because white guys are scared of real women, right?
No,
They love stick figures.
there's some white guys that are into big gals. I know for a fact. I'm not sure if it's by choice or whatnot it is, but there's some white guys with big gals.
I think a lot of
Look
times
at a lot
white
of
guys are
America.
I think a lot of time when I find white guys are with bigger white girls, I feel like it's because they lack the self-esteem to get a different kind of white girl.
Is that what your theory is?
More than genuinely admiration.
I thought it was just a
themselves.
sexual attraction thing. Like they just
No.
got off on bigger girls and that's why they pursued
Even
that.
look what it presents you, how it presents you. The kind of skinny guys that are with bigger girls, like these are not skinny guys that like seem to have confidence. They always seem like they're fucking losers, so they'll settle down with these bigger women who usually have the bigger personality in the relationship as well.
Yeah, the dominant
These
one.
things are they're not a coincidence. They happen for a reason. This is a set design in humanity, right? So it comes down to also to personality more than just the general perception of how these two people look.
So you're not going to do any Christmas fucking dinners this year, right?
No, my mom's doing Christmas dinner, so we're gonna have dinner together.
So you're at least doing a dinner.
Yeah, no, it'll be nice.
It's gonna be shit. I'm curious what happens if people are snitching on their neighbors this year. I'm really. Well, it's gonna be an interesting
Like I said,
Christmas.
I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
What's
don't
your New
care.
Year's plan? You're just working.
New Year's, I don't know. Like, you know, I might do something, but I don't really care if I do or I don't. Like, I'm past that point in my life where I care about doing that type of shit.
New Year's doesn't matter. That's why I'm probably just gonna chill out. But like,
Yeah.
there's not much to do. But knowing you, you're gonna go. I thought you'd be like.
Don't be
In
surprised.
some illegal party.
Yeah, I probably might end up in an illegal party. Don't be shocked if I am.
Yeah, you know those dive bars that they're like those like after hour bars and shit.
Dive on in.
In my comfort zone.
Is that one of them?
Jesus Christ.
I don't go to them. I've been to some in Toronto. I'm just I block out and end up at like these after hour bars sometimes and shit.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, how sheltered are you? You don't know what comfort zone is.
I heard about it. I didn't know.
It's easy.
Is that what? Is that an after hours place?
Yeah, I don't go to after hours places. 1, because they're illegal. 2, because they always get shot up. And 3, because I
They
don't
get
stay
shot
up long
up.
enough because I'm not on drugs.
Yeah, exactly. It's a drug user place. But
drink
I was
my
thinking,
coffee, I want to go home by
are
2
those
p.m.
places? Do you think those places are running right now? Because like they're not legal to begin with.
Yes, no, maybe so. I feel like the ones that are more like low key might be running, but the ones that are bigger and fairly
Known.
known, they might be shut down or just relocated.
I went to one once, and this one time, first time I went to one, and I was like, I picked up this chick, and I'm trying to fuck, and this guy was like offering me drugs, and he could get me any drug almost you could think of but he could not get me a condom for the life of him. So I'm like, I'm in this fucking place. People are doing coke on the fucking pool tables and shit like that.
See, like,
I can get anything but a fucking condom. I was like, how does this even end up, you know?
I could never link up with like a random chicken not fucking with a condom because I'm just so paranoid, fam.
That's why I was trying to get caught. So I didn't even fuck, but I was just like, God damn, how can I get fucking heroin right now, but I can't grab a fucking rubber? This is ridiculous.
It's just like...
But one of the best live performance singers I saw that
What's
night,
the
I
idea of
remember.
these things?
What?
The idea of, like,
It was like downtown. I don't even know where it was.
I don't know, just the idea of like raw dogging some bitch and like possibly getting an STI or she just gets pregnant, like has my kid, those two things are just like unacceptable to me to the highest form. So I could never.
You know, it's kind of dirty, and I don't talk about it a lot, but there was like...
You raw dog Debbie?
Yeah, I did. Sorry, guys. No, there's times where I in like university would like raw dog, pick up a girl off a dance floor, go to a pizza washroom, raw dog this girl, and like I never got tested for STDs.
Oh,
Like I have since then and never was positive. But like in hindsight, I was like, I went years of like situations like that, like not even getting tested. Like maybe I'm a mass spreader.
And that's part of the reason why I always wear condoms, because like I fuck white girls.
And you know how we do. You know how us white boys do.
No, I know how white women are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is why white women have the rap of being easier, is because the type of sexual situations they allow themselves to get into on the first night are like unacceptable. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Shout out feminism.
Like, you have no respect for your father. That's outrageous. And like,
Shout out
it's
feminism.
coming from a guy that has like probably over half of his kills being like girls that he's met like one night stands and just like smashed.
Shout out
But, like,
feminism.
when I talk about the percentage of them, like only one of them was black and the rest of them were white.
Shout out feminism.
So I just feel like, you know, I feel like women should value themselves more, at least a little bit. Like,
at least a little bit.
I don't think it should be as easy as me being like, you know, having like shitty small talk conversation with you, like how your day is, and then you're just like, oh yeah, I'm coming to Ajax later, like let's hang out, and then we just hang out, like fuck you, like.
I like that shit because I like the pursuit of like, can I get someone to lick my butthole within 24 hours of knowing them?
Oh man.
It's a fun game to play. I miss those days a bit.
How many times do you win?
More than enough.
Honestly, yeah, man. Like I've gotten so, you know.
You ever got your ass eaten, man?
No, I never really have an ass. I'm not into it though.
Would you ever eat ass?
I would eat ass. I have eaten ass.
You just haven't received. Yeah.
I'm just not into it for me. Like, you know what I mean?
But you like eating. You're a big eater. You're a big boy. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's not a big deal to me. Like, mind you, it's just not something that I just like
go out for.
Like, I'm not gonna like pick up some chicken and be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat her ass, or even like eat her pussy. Like, you know, like I reserve eating pussy for girls that I actually fuck with consistently. So if there's no girl that can say like, oh, I met him the first day and he ate my pussy and we fucked and everything was all good. Like, no.
Yo, so this year I was getting gifts. I was like trying to think of what I should get my girl because we haven't been dating, you know, like long. No, but I was saying what I actually got her. So I was gonna fucking just get her a couple little things, and I was just gonna write her an original song on the acoustic and just pull one of those. It's called Cheap. There's nothing gay when you're saving dollars, dog. It's a pandemic out here. Yeah, but then I can release said song if it's a good song, and it might be a banger. You know what I mean? I tried singing her Milk and Coochie to serenade her, but it didn't work. All I want for Christmas is some milk and coochie. Milk and coochie. Yo, my cousin hit me up from Florida the other day. Him and his boy were jamming to that track. They FaceTimed me at like 1 a.m. They're like, this track's sick. How much did you pay to get that girl in the video? I was like, you know what? Gave her a fucking joint to hit on for a bit there.
Joint and a few glizzies.
Yeah, a couple glizzies. DB, what are you up to for the holidays, man?
Oh my god.
You got any plans?
Nah, just family.
You gonna go visit the moms?
Yeah.
Go for dinner there?
Of course.
You bringing your moms a gift? What are you gonna get moms?
Bring our death fuzz.
Yeah, probably a death
A death fuzz. You gonna get her a little something, a little candle or some bullshit?
I think about it. First, I gotta think if she deserves it.
She deserves it.
It's expensive, bro.
I got my mom. Yo, I got my.
And expect gifts and shit.
So, did I tell you guys how my parents had a rat in their house? So I got them. Yes, I got them a garbage can because they don't have a garbage can for their kitchen. They just use plastic bags everywhere in garbage bags and shit laying around. So I literally just bought them. I was like, finally, I was so sick and tired of them not having a garbage can. I just bought them a nice garbage can. was like, this is ridiculous. You have a
It's
rat.
just the things that white people go through sometimes. It's like, all the privilege you guys have.
Well, I saw my dad's biological father, and fucking lives in a litter box. So I think it runs in the family.
Litter box.
Like shit. I went in the one like.
Oh man, but why am I not surprised?
It's just white. It's our culture.
This happens
We make snickerdoodles.
Totally, yes, it just happens.
Our houses
What do
smell
we
like
make
litter
crazy
boxes.
Latino on the
I'm
pod?
very used to seeing.
We got crazy Latino on. Maybe I'll link up with her. I'll DM her.
I want to see if she's attractive.
Yeah,
She's
tell her to slide.
I know
through.
she's gonna be as attractive as she's on video. So
Tell her to slide through.
She looks the same as she really does. To be
I
honest.
still say, you know, I really slept on her, but I'm like, yeah, she might be one of the baddest bitches in Toronto still.
Why do you say that? In terms because she has like ethics and
I
like
think it's because no,
she has like a
she's
personal
cool,
code.
but
And,
no,
like,
but like she's actually cool. Like having a conversation with her, and like she's Latino with blue eyes, so.
but she also lives by a code, which I think is more honorable. It's easier to like fuck with. You know what I mean? With somebody who's just like
Yeah,
they have
but
some self-respect.
I hate the whole idea of girls living by a code because they usually just comp that code immediately. Like they don't like. It's not like.
She doesn't seem like she has daddy issues, kind of thing. You know?
No, I don't like. That's what I'm saying. I don't like. Not to like any throw any salt on her character and shit. It's not like directly at her. It's just like a lot of times girls will be like, I have this code, and I'm like, okay, and then it becomes my like goal to break this code and see how quickly I can break this code, and that just means that I sit there. I'm like, well, your morals mean nothing. Like all these things that you said you wouldn't do, like you will do. So what is your morals like? Whereas for me, like if I said I have a code or certain things that I do, like people can't be like, well, he doesn't do that. It's a fucking lie because I live by what I say. I stand by, right? Like,
Yo,
I just say things because they sound cool.
we should definitely do a Christmas themed episode next.
Isn't it Christmas today?
No.
I know it's not.
Say what?
No,
because
whatever.
the thing is Friday. What are you saying on the 24th during the day? Because I'm off all day. If we could do one daytime recording on the 24th, so maybe, or some shit even after Christmas. We
Yeah,
can
we
figure
shoot a
out.
Christmas party. I don't give a fuck.
I could try to bring a
Get your
guest.
eggnog ready and shit.
Yeah, we'll bring some drinks. Maybe we'll grab a guest. I'll try to get a guest up in here. Someone. Who do you want? Anyone in particular? I could get Luke or Tuker. Won't be entertaining. We'll be talking a lot of shit. A Ting would be nice. Maybe a Ting. Maybe Jelena. She's been asking to come on the pod if she's around. If she's back. This girl should be with her kid. Jelena, if you're listening, you should be with your kid on Christmas. Like, go see your child. I know. Shout out Jelena. Is she back?
Yeah, she's back. She got back yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh, I should expect a fucking text in the next few days for someone to fucking come hang out. I'm sure to smoke some weed or some shit. Looking for some weed to smoke, knowing her.
On you.
Way it is.
That's just the way it is.
That's the way it is. Yeah, maybe we'll get her on the next pod because I think I can really piss her off and get some good rants out of her. Are you fucking stupid? Like, shut the fuck. I could definitely egg her on, but like I'll bring up like abortion or some bullshit and just rile her up so quick.
Yeah, I'd love to tell her why women deserve less.
Yeah, I just love capping completely to just like rile up someone. Like if you know them at least, like someone like her where I know, just say some bizarre shit that's just like way out of it line. Like Jelena, do Latina lives really matter? The fuck are you stupid? Like don't you fucking talk shit like that? Just get her going.
So easy to get her going.
And like not even her, just like a lot of Latinas I notice, you can get yelled at so easily.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that though. I don't like when women raise their voice to me though.
Yeah,
Don't raise your voice to me,
it's
'cause
kind
you
of
can't,
disrespectful.
Like,
It's toxic.
Yeah.
It's just the fact
Your
that
girl does your girl yell at you, DB?
It's toxic.
Your
Only
girl,
in actual fights.
she's Russian though, right? Like I figure they got a bit of yelling in them.
And it's only
Yeah,
When you're yelling too, probably, right?
No, but this is the thing. I'm different. Like I command a different type of respect. Like you know what I mean. Like I don't let girls yell at me. Like you can be upset and shit, and like you can have like attitude, but like don't raise your voice to me because at the end of the day, like I'll knock you the fuck out. And I truly believe that like I tell every girl that I date, like you know what I mean. Like in the back of your mind that you should know that I will kill you. Like I will. Don't push me to that point, but I will kill you. I don't say that to be like, oh my god, like I'm a violent guy. Like no, I just say it's just like know that so you respect me because there are a certain level of respect won't be broken when you know this person will kill you.
All I'm saying is you don't want to catch this man in an O.J. Simpson jersey. That's all I'm saying.
OJ's my hero. I say it all the time.
I thought Hitler was.
First black guy to get with killing
I
white
thought
guys.
Hitler was your hero. Yo, this actually reminded me. My buddy, he has a German girlfriend. He was telling me, he's like, her and all these other Germans, they get really sensitive if you even joke about like Hitler or any of that shit.
Some niggas to man up.
And they won't even.
Grandparents were down for the cause.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, hypothetically, my family, as Polish, actually died in Auschwitz in concentration camp. Auschwitz. And I'm like, hypothetically, I should be able to be
I know,
offended
bro.
by that.
Really?
Why is she allowed to be offended? Like, you were the
It
one.
didn't happen.
But that's like
Because of
me.
Ryan.
That's like me being upset that someone brings up colonization. Like, whoa, I'm offended. Don't you dare bring up the fact that white people fucking did all this shit. Like, no, I gotta hold that L, and they gotta hold that L too.
Like, but it's like, yo, like, you need to realize, like,
You gotta hold that L, Germany.
Like, why you guys are at an advantage. Like, it's not just like, oh, racism was bad.
Yo,
It's
kill Dan Frank.
It's that after racism and after slavery and all that shit, the shit just continued in different ways and like redlining and all type of shit. So,
And the worst part is
history's deeper. You like that Nazi shit happened for 4 years, fucking 60 years ago.
You know
it hasn't happened since. You have a bunch of little fucking white kids that want to be racist, like repping Nazi colors and shit, but they're not doing no damage. They're not doing what Hitler intended to get done.
No, the
You know
Chinese
what I mean?
Communist Party is. They're doing Hitler's work now. Uyghur Muslims.
It's actually so funny to me that like we just all know about this shit, but like no one's fending this. Like this isn't a World War III topic.
I'm not allowed to leave Canada. Yeah, it's not a World War III topic because money.
It really should be though.
Capitalism. Slave labor make money for Nike and Apple.
Who gives a fuck about Chinese Muslims, dog? You made your bed, bro.
Nike and Apple
People
like
be Muslim
money.
in China, nigga. You
Chinese?
stupid. You dumb as hell, bro. I think what the biggest problem with the world is a lot of people just don't know how to swallow their fucking pride or swallow their religion or whatever dumb bullshit they believe in and just live instead.
You could have told the Jews that in Germany too. That's not the greatest philosophy to maybe
Buddy,
go by here.
Listen, if I'm a Jew in Germany, meaning that my skin is white and there's no way if you know that I'm fucking Jewish, guess what? I'm Austrian. I don't give a fuck about God that much to lose
I
my life.
never understood that too.
You're
Like,
gonna
why-
sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm Jewish. Like, yeah, my name is Bronstein. Like, are you like, what?
I guess they must have like went through like the.
I'm Silverstein. Why?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
bro,
I would have been.
just-
I would have been out of there quick.
Like, you know what I mean? I said, this is as a black person, because to me, like, we're the one group of people that are hated, and we can't hide that. Everyone else can hide. Every other fucking group that feels like, oh, I'm hated on.
Gingers can't.
You can dye your fucking hair, asshole.
No, you can tell a ginger looking in there. So you can see it in their
You
skin.
probably can. You see it, there's standard freckles.
You-
whatever
you
it may be.
know damn well
But you
it's a
still,
ginger.
but you still can't know for sure.
Yeah,
There's a hair's dyed.
Yeah.
I can't see them. I'm not really black.
They gotta
I'm
dye
like,
the brows and facial hair.
I can bleach my skin. I'm still black as fuck. my
Michael
nigga.
Jackson did it.
Still black.
I honestly thought Michael Jackson was white growing up because, to be honest,
Oh my god.
I saw a little young black Michael Jackson. I was like, this kid has talent. I wonder what he ended up doing later. And I was like, that was Michael Jackson. I was like, shit, how did he turn white?
He aged terribly.
And then apparently vitiligo. Vitiligo doesn't make your nose shape change and like
got
your whole
nose
face
surgery,
shape. Well, he got no.
Still gonna look like a Negro.
Do you think that he chose to do that, or do you think the industry like turned him into a white guy?
He did it.
You think he just fucked up in the head?
There's a lot of self-hate. Like, yo, Michael, like, people don't understand. Michael had a lot of mental illness, bro.
Yeah, no
Regular
shit. He
guy,
fucked
like-
kids. Allegedly.
He did that shit to
Allegedly.
kids?
I don't think he touched
He
me.
slept over with them kids for sure, which is kind of sus.
I think the issue was because
Kinda
Michael had a
size.
fucked up childhood.
White is sauce.
I've never had a sleepover with a child yet. Kind of sus.
No, Michael just never had a childhood and was abused by his father and shit. So he just, self-hating because he
Oh,
sees his
boo-hoo.
father.
My father turned me into an A-list celebrity pop star. Boo fucking who. Made me a multi-millionaire.
I mean,
what if it involved
it
your
is.
butt getting touched up?
His butt got touched up?
No, I'm just saying. You're saying boo-hoo as if nothing would matter.
Well, he might have been Catholic. You're right. He definitely. He probably, honestly though, yeah, coming up in the Hollywood early like that, young and black, that was probably a high commodity for these white execs, pedo execs, that like those Harvey Weinsteins or these Jeffrey Epsteins of the world. I bet you Michael Jackson knew Jeffrey Epstein. He probably got his kids from him. Anyway, should we wrap this shit up? We're at 58 minutes here. Anything else you want to add? Last minute Christmas shopping. If someone's got to get anything right now, what are you going to tell them? Where to go? Because you can't go online. Just say it's too late. Walmart or Canadian Tire, I guess.
You can't buy shit online.
Well, you can, but it's like you might not get it in time.
You know
So
what?
it's
I'm
like,
gonna end this on this fucking Christmas, right? Bro, all of you people need to grow the fuck up. Stop the fucking nonsense. If you don't get a gift, who gives a fuck?
Just
Understand what's going on right now. People aren't working. It's hard to get fucking jobs. It's hard to fucking have money for things. And people are still spending what little bit of money they have, blowing fucking bare money because it's the Christmas season. Like, an actual cancellation of the idea of Christmas needs to happen. Because I feel like there's just too much emphasis on The gifts mean that you care, learning than the family interaction during Christmas.
I just want to say this is ironic coming from a guy not expecting any gifts this year for Christmas. So
I don't care about the gifts though.
I don't want your bitch ass salty Grinch attitude ruining Christmas for everyone else.
That knows me and any show that ever dated me knows I don't give a fuck about the gifts. Like I don't care for that shit.
When did they announce the lockdown?
I don't know. It's not today.
Today?
We haven't officially. Tomorrow's the press conference because God forbid a politician works on a Sunday. God forbid. Got to wait for their Monday morning clock-in, make their announcement. We need to officially shut down small business, but we need to wait till the buying rush of Christmas season is over before locking down. Because we need people to spend money and go out and spread the virus before locking down.
Precisely.
Because we can't order on Amazon. Merry Cringemas. Hopefully we get one more episode out before Cringemas hits, before this Friday. We'll try to get one more out for you. I think I'm done work on Wednesday's my last day, so maybe Thursday. A Christmas Eve party thing. A couple drinks.
Dope.
Get a guest. No, we'll get a guest in here. I'll get
on Thursday? Oh, okay, you're not gonna see me on a fucking Thursday.
Why not? During the day? I'm talking about during the day.
We'll see.
Why? I don't work Thursday. We could do like fucking morning or
I work
afternoon.
Thursday. We'll see.
What time? Time's this guy hitting road?
All fucking day.
This guy's hitting all that. Christmas Eve. It is Christmas Eve. It is a busy time of year.
Exactly. Everyone wants gifts, right?
Fair. We'll leave it at that.
Exactly.
Follow me at CringeKev.
At the Jack's Veteran.
Shout out Just Dad Woods. Straight out of 6. Landon. Goldie Glock. Landon.
Smoke.
Let's get Goldie Glock on here soon. And
you could do Goldie Glock for the Christmas one.
yeah, let's link him. I think that would be a good choice because Black Lives Matter and he has black skin, so
yeah,
it's a good choice.
We should have done one tomorrow when all the blacks get superpowers.
Oh shit! I don't want to be around you blacks. I don't want to be around you blacks.
Strong boy.
I'm not about to get. I'm gonna hide out for tomorrow.
You better, because we're going on a lynching spree.
But I might get a bit of superpowers.
Hop in, you're getting lynched.
I might get like a 6% Moroccan superpower. Imagine because like I have a touch of black in me, like I can slightly get a superpower. Like I could shit my pants on command or some shit.
Someone a long time ago raped somebody and put it in your bloodline.
Yeah, that runs in my family, clearly. Well done. End it here. End it. Subscribe, like. Easy.